Greetings, greetings, and salutations, one and all. Welcome to the night shift. We've made it to the end of the night shift week, and tonight it's a very special real talk. As you can see right here beside me, this guy right here. Yeah, the one with a big smile. That's Mini-Me number 1. Mini-Me number 2 is off to the side of camera. This is Nathaniel. World meet Nathaniel. But we'll get into the official introductions a little bit later. Welcome to Real Talk right here on the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew. Glad to have you. Those tuning on TuneIn Radio on the night shift with DJ KevinStew.com. Those who are tuning from the UK, One Harmony Radio, Germany, Holland, wherever you are hailing from. Those on WGLRO, big ups to you. Welcome. Those on PEMG TV, glad to have you. And of course, right here at the home of the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew, KevinStew.com. Glad to have you. Couldn't do it without you, and you have my word. I would not try. Kicking it off with a young lady. I just love this little girl, believe me. Her name, Jessa Lee. Track called SOCA because she can't spell. Special thanks to Pulse Media Group for sponsoring this segment of the show. When being in the moment is priceless, give them a call. 754-999-6020, or you can visit them at pulseemg.com. Yes, I have company in the studio tonight. Oh, he is a cutie, isn't he? He looks just like me. Yeah, now y'all know where my hair went. For those of you who want to call in, 773-7889 is the number to get in touch. 773-789-7839. Jessa Lee showing her spelling bee skills. She can spell soca, S-O-C-A. Anybody that doesn't know how to spell it, listen to this song. It's called SOCA. Jessely, young Jessely Marley Caldero, Leon Caldero's little girl, sweetest little thing you'll ever meet. All right, so I want to take the opportunity to introduce you all to this fine young man here. Happy Hump Day night to you too, Julie. Marlon, big ups, big ups, big ups to you. Um, Reggae music edutainer extraordinaire, host of Real Rockers. Big ups to you, bro. And all the other guests. Welcome, welcome. Those of you listening on TuneIn Radio and want to join us, come on over. Go to kevinstew.com and jump on into the stew pot. It's where we keep things bubbling. For those of you wondering what the stew pot is, it is what others would call a chat room. For me, it is the stew pot because we're fancy. So, God bless you. I think that was a sneeze. Was it a sneeze? On the phone, on the phone already, I have a teacher from out of Central Florida. I have Madeline joining us, and she's not only a teacher, but she's also a parent, which, it makes the views quite interesting when it comes to our topic tonight. And for those of you who didn't see the post, our topic tonight is actually about standardized testing. And Nathaniel came to me and said, Dad, I want to be on the show. I was like, oh, you want to be on the show to talk about what? And he said, standardized testing. So here he is, ladies and gentlemen. I introduce to you, son, I don't know if you would be able to scoot up or scoot over or something. So, there he is. Let me get this out of the way. Can I? All right,
there we go.
You have it.
Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nathaniel.
Well, I go to middle school, and we don't have a lot of tests, but we do get our fair share of tests.
Mm-hmm.
Our state tests, we usually have in separate classrooms. We don't have the same teachers we'd have in our normal classrooms. For me, my state test teacher, her name was Miss Reese, and she was a really good teacher.
Okay.
I had a few kids in there that I was friends with them, and it was pretty good in there.
Come a little closer, son.
So, but before we started the test, there was a lot of open time. There was a lot of stuff. There was a lot of time we had to do stuff, but we couldn't do anything. We had to sit in our seats and wait for instructions on the intercom. Wasn't very enjoyable.
Okay. All right. So, one of the main things you wanted to talk about was standardized testing and your views on standardized testing. Share with everybody listening in what you were telling me about standardized testing.
Well, during the tests, it's all the same thing, and not everyone is the same.
When you say it's the same thing, what do you mean?
Everyone gets tested on the exact same thing, even though everyone has a different mentality, and they're all creative in a different way.
So, you're saying that you don't believe that y'all should be taught just one way to do things?
Yes, because there are many different ways to do something, and you don't have to do it all the same way.
Okay.
There was something I read that said, it was along the lines of 8 animals are tested on whether they can climb a tree or not. And one of the animals was a fish. You could take a guess on how that went.
Okay.
That really meant something, and it shows how the education system focuses on one thing, and it doesn't really help creativity at all. Much.
So, get myself in trouble here. So, you're saying So was there some more to that story? Because one of the animals tested on climbing the tree was a fish.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying standardized testing is like that.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is being tested on this one thing, their ability to do this one thing, but not everybody has the ability to do that one thing that particular way.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, Madeline, I want to bring you in at this point.
Okay.
You're a teacher.
Yes.
Um, Good evening, by the way. Good evening to you, Madeline. Thank you for taking the time out to join us.
Oh, no problem. You're welcome.
All right. So, as a teacher, what what are some of the things that you face when it comes to standardized testing?
Well, um, first off, can I go back on the lines about what your son was talking about?
Yes.
Okay. Let me just draw on that a little bit. He says that not all students learn the same way.
Right.
Okay. So in the classroom, we have to differentiate our teaching so our kids can learn their way. So we have to scaffold, we have to do different things so the students can learn.
Right.
However, when they're tested, they're not tested, they're tested the same exact way.
Mm.
So this stresses a lot of students out. And coming from the aspect of a mom as well, I see what my son had gone through a couple of years ago. He's also in middle school, going into high school now.
Right.
And he doesn't feel as bad about the standardized testing as he used to, but he would come home stressing, sick to his stomach, upset he's got to take the test. Now, this is a straight A student, and he gets 4s and 5s on his FSA testing. However, the testing stresses these kids out.
Mm.
They're talked about this testing from day one, and so that's drilled in their mind, and they test all year long. In the state of Florida, we have iReady testing. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that, but they're tested multiple times throughout the year in reading and math.
Right.
And it's like learning and fun learning is taken out of the classroom due to these standardized tests.
Mm.
So I don't know what else I could say about it. I really think that
when you say fun learning, what do you mean?
well, it seems like most of the instruction is structured. Okay, it doesn't give room for a lot of
Creativity.
and fun and just learning in general. And then when these kids are tested, they're just, it's like they learn it for the moment, they go and take a test and it goes out of their mind.
I
With them.
Go ahead.
I
Sir.
know, like, sometimes the teaching is boring, so we don't retain much information. If we don't have something to stimulate us in a certain way, we can't really retain anything. So not much is learned at all.
So,
Right.
Madeline, what do you have to do in order to be successful in getting your material over to your children, to your students?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question, Kevin?
What are some of the things that you have to do in order to get the material across to your students effectively?
Are you talking about to ensure that learning is taking place?
Yes.
Well, there's different things that we have to do in the classroom in order to ensure that. And that's what I was talking about, the differentiation.
Yes.
We have to, all students learn differently.
Right.
Some are kinesthetic learners, some are visual learners, some are audio learners. So you have to incorporate all those things within the classroom so you can hit everybody's learning style in some way.
Right.
Somebody might hear a video of instruction and they can get it. But if they have to sit there and read it, it's not going to sink in. Another student might like to look at pictures and see visuals and have that type of instruction. But if they hear it, they're not going to learn it. You know what I
Right.
mean? And
Right.
some people have some students have to have hands-on. They can't just be told what to do or see it. They have to physically do it. So you have to incorporate a lot of those different things in the classroom. And in that sense, when you do those things, it does make it more fun for the students to learn. But that's going back to standardized testing. It's standardized. It's one way. And because students learn differently, they also test differently. And that's where a lot of the stress and burnout and the morale of the students, I believe, goes down. There's so much stress on these kids for testing that, they kind of tune out at some point because the testing is drilled and drilled and drilled all year long.
Wow. And I say wow because that's, for me, growing up, going to school, I didn't have it like that. So I can only go off what I hear from,
Me
yeah, like
and,
him.
and my brother.
Right, because they're living it firsthand.
Okay.
It's not like, say if you take math, for instance.
Yeah.
This is going back. I'm old school. We learned math one way. There was one way to do it, and 4 times 4 is always 16, no matter how you look at it.
Right.
And it still is today. But then they teach the students so many different ways of learning it, so they can grasp the way that works for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then they come home because, now they don't understand it because now they're confused with all these different ways. And then the parents can't help them. So now the parents are relearning what they learned in school so they can help their children. And that stresses the parents out as well as the students.
Well, that was one of the things that really caught me when I first learned of standardized testing. This whole idea of this new style of learning things, especially as it relates to math.
Mm-hmm.
And I know when Nathaniel was much younger and he was learning to add numbers, and his mother did a great job with this because she spent a whole lot more time with him doing this than I did, getting him to understand that there are more than one ways to add numbers to arrive at a sum. So if he's trying to get 10, then with using 3 as one of the numbers, he realizes early that there are more than one ways to use 3 to add it to another number or another set of numbers to get to 10.
Right.
But now, as my understanding of standardized testing and the curriculum associated with it is, they want you to learn to add to 10 or to get to a sum of 10 one particular way. And everybody must know just this one particular way. And if you don't do it this one particular way, it is wrong. Is that the proper understanding of the standardized curriculum?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and this will probably end the show really quick when I ask this question. Thank you for that, 493. When you are taught to do things only one way, doesn't that cancel out your creativity? Doesn't that stifle your creative mind?
Wait.
No, I quite understand what you're saying about that. Yes. Okay. And when you learn things different ways, it does open up your mind to different ways and different options. However, when you're being tested, it's standardized.
And
How can I?
therein lies a problem, because if you're going to tell me that to get to 10, the answer must be on the test, the way to work it must be 7 plus 3, doing it 5 plus 5 is incorrect, then that's going to be a problem for
That
me.
would be a problem.
But that is what standardized testing is asking for, correct?
Well, differentiated learning is when the students learn different ways and you have to scaffold. But when you're taking a standardized test, it's one way. There's no like different ways of testing.
I
Okay.
And a lot of the questions and things like that, or the tests that come from the state, a lot of these people have never even been in the classroom. So here they are, they're trying to make you differentiate within the classroom. However, the tests are standardized.
Wow. You're gonna say something, son?
Thing
yeah.
is too, um, the morale. I just think students are getting burned out with test, test. And I think a lot of them are shutting down. A lot of them, and that's the real McCoy. The students shut down and they don't do their best on the test. They don't always try their best. Some do, but many don't.
They just want it over with.
Yeah.
All right. So here is something that was posted in the pot. Standardized testing is not really about finding out how much a student knows, but about finding out how well a student learned the techniques on how to take a test.
Okay. Up to a certain point, I agree with that because I've taken many tests before, and there's a lot of times you can read questions and you don't even have to read passages and answer the questions.
Right.
So if you know those strategies and how to answer questions, then yes, you'd have the upper hand. But that doesn't really show you that the student can actually read and answer questions. They just know how to take a test.
Right.
I don't know if that's the statement that the person was making, but that's how I feel about that.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting from it. Is that what you're saying, Julian? The same thing that Madeline just said. Again, those of you listening in that want to participate in this discussion tonight with Nathaniel and myself, you can call in and join us 773-789-STEW, 773-789-7839, or you can jump into the pot on kevinstew.com, the stew pot, which is the chat room. Now, standardized testing has now been a thing for what, the last 4 or 5 years?
It is now.
No, it's been a lot longer than
It's,
that.
it's
I
longer
mean,
than that.
Like
oh
about a
yeah, I
decade.
remember at least. I remember my son in fourth grade. He's now 21, and he was taking what they called FCAT back then.
Oh
Well,
So
yeah,
yeah,
that's gone.
well, and
but it's FSA. It's a different name, but it's still standardized testing.
okay, because I guess because it there was this whole blow up about it, and I wasn't really paying much attention to the whole idea of their testing. Be- I guess probably because Nathaniel was always an honors student, so I just took it for granted that okay, the foundation was properly laid, and he went in and he grasped the concepts, and that was fine until we had the discussion where he was saying, yeah, yeah, I am getting it. I can get by, but what about those who
Can't.
just that? What about those who are not getting it the way I get it? The ones that are not getting by the way I am.
And
What about them?
the thing
Right.
is, things are getting harder by the year.
Come closer.
It's getting a lot harder to do certain things, certain tests. It's, oh, I think it was a lot easier a few years ago, but I wouldn't really know. And remember what I said about wanting the test to be over?
Yeah.
It's timed for about 2 hours.
Okay.
You're gonna be in there for 2 hours no matter what time you finish. if you
Well,
finish at all.
well, that's a lot how a lot of these exams go in schools. You know, you have an allotted time, and because you're in school, you're in a classroom, so it is whatever session the exam lasts for that session time.
But 2 hours for like 60 questions.
Okay. Well, they want the show working and such, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. For those of you just tuning in, we're talking about the whole idea of standardized testing and some of the views that our children have on standardized testing. Uh, Hopefully, I can get to hear from another child that I'm familiar with, a friend of mine. Maybe he can get his daughter to call in. We spoke earlier today. Hopefully, we'll see. I don't know. But on the phone, I have a teacher out of Central Florida, and right here with me, my 13-year-old son, who has very strong views on standardized testing. Um, Comment in the pot. Even when I went to school, there was some sort of standardized testing. It wasn't as dictated as it is now. College entrance exams are considered standardized testing. So the ACT and um F
FSA?
no college entrance
Oh.
not FCAT oh geez, SATs.
Oh. Yeah.
These are all considered standardized tests also.
I think so. I wouldn't know.
Madeline,
Yes.
the ACTs and the SATs, these are all considered standardized tests also.
Yes, and they're making them
Yeah.
more prevalent in the classrooms today. I think the high schoolers take them.
But in college, they allow you to think differently, right? They allow more flexibility where reasoning on concepts and such are concerned.
What about the
So,
Okay,
place
now
at college?
I'm going back of quite a few years that I went to college, so I don't know how they do it now. To be
well,
honest, with you. I can't
yeah,
comment.
yeah, it may be a little bit different now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, I do want to mention something if I may.
Yes.
Now you mentioned that Nathaniel was a pretty good student. You know, he's pretty much on grade level, would you say?
Above. I'm pretty smart.
Okay, above grade
Yeah,
level? Okay, great.
yeah,
Okay, see, my son is the same. He's above grade level. He's taking advanced classes. He does well on his tests. He does well in school. But then there's these other students, and I work with students in intensive reading classes. So with the students that are working below grade level, and they're testing way above their grade level, that's where a lot of the stress and the morale and the burnout comes, especially for these students. And there's so many of them. I work
right,
with ESE students, so I see it a whole lot more often than, say, regular gen ed students.
right.
And we preach to them from day one about the testing, because once they get to high school, if they're not working at grade level, or if they're not performing or advancing, they can wind up with 3 intensive reading classes in high school, which means they have no electives. So how would you like it going into high school, having to take 3 reading classes because you're not on grade level and you have no electives? That just makes, really poor morale.
Right.
Students
You
get
don't
burned
know
out
what
and
electives
stressed,
are.
and then they start to hate school, and then they want to drop out. That's just the reality of it.
Right.
For those that don't know what electives are, think like special things that you get to do, such as music classes, Spanish, computers. There's PE, music. Those types of things. Those are electives. for middle school and high school. For elementary, that would be specials.
Okay. All right. So when Madeline, basically what you're saying is if they're not able to get good grades or good scores on these standardized testings and these electives get taken away.
Yes, because they can wind up with 2 to 3 intensive reading classes in high school. And then with that being said, there's no room for electives.
Huh. It
So
seems
at
to
that
me.
point, if I was that student, at that point, I'd want to give up, you know? Because here they are. I work with a lot of students. I work with mostly 8th graders. And I have a lot of students that are read on 2nd and 3rd grade level. So there's no way that they're going to pass on grade level FSA testing. There's just no way.
Right.
So that means that when they get to high school, they're going to have multiple reading classes and not very many electives, if any. So when they say standardized testing, I mean, they're all tested on the same thing. However, they all learn and they're all on different levels.
And different paces.
And different, right.
All right. We're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, I want to know, I want opinions on ways to possibly fix it. More than likely, well, I won't say more than likely, because someone may be listening that has the power to say, you know, we definitely need to change this and put wheels in motion to change it. But let's brainstorm some ways that we could possibly fix this. So when we come back, we're gonna hear from Nathaniel what he thinks could possibly be done to fix it, and you as a, well, I guess you get to get two opinions, Madeline, as both a teacher and as a parent.
All right. I'll see what I can come up with.
See what you can come up with. I'm gonna see what I can come up with. All right. So
how much time do I have?
we just have a few minutes for this break.
Okay, great.
All right. So those of you that can, call a friend, tell a friend, bring in a friend, and or just share from right here at kevinstew.com to some people that you think would, even if you think it won't benefit them, they may know someone that it would benefit. Just tell them to come on over. The night shift to DJ Kevin Stew. It's real talk. And we're talking about standardized testings. And I have my son Nathaniel with me.
Hi. Again.
Who is really running the show tonight. So we'll be right back after these messages.
You guys can help us brainstorm.
Policy Media Group, innovative streaming and recording, has done it again. A new way to get your business in full view of your neighborhood consumer through AdShare TV. It's available in your neighborhood today. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. Become a host today and place a TV monitor in a strategic location so it's easy to see. Get a 1-minute video ad or longer that plays anywhere in our network. Can't be a host? No problem. For a few dollars, we'll run your 30-second video ad. A host can run announcement specials like buy one get one free or discount ads. Let's turn your flyers into a 30-second video with music or a voiceover, or let us create and run your video ad with a spokesperson. Take advantage of our early enrollment discount. Join us today your ad will be seen at least 30 times per day in your AdShare TV neighborhood. It's easy. Just call us, 754-999-6020. AdShare TV, part of Pulsing Media Group.
Are you crazy about the music industry? You aspire to hit it big in music? Or maybe you've sweated out a soulful killer beat and are now stuck finding it's not as easy as it looked. Oh, but it can be easy for you with JTMC. We've been there. We know how it feels. So we solve challenges like production, promotion, marketing, branding and development, and more. With over 30 years of experience, JTMC is a one-stop shop for artists. We handle your graphic design, writing services, PR, as well as event planning, e-blasts, artist management, and bookings, so also your website and social media needs as well. We're experts in using creativity to persuade audiences on behalf of artists, drawing on our diverse experience to create projects that connect with audiences intellectually and emotionally. Artist success is everything to us, and our years of experience and commitment will be behind you for every one of your needs. If you've got music for the world to hear, whether you're a new or established artist, visit us at jtmcenterprise.com.
Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind, and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com, your links to worship and praise.
Today in school, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in physics, I learned that I'm a loser.
Today in school,
In math,
I learned that I'm ugly
I
and
learned
useless.
that I'm trash.
And in gym,
In biology,
I learned that I'm pathetic
I learned that I'm fat
and a
and
joke.
stupid.
In history,
Today in
I learned that
school,
I'm trash.
Today in school, I learned that I have no friends. In English, I learned that I make people sick.
And in
And at lunch, I learned that I sit on my own because I smell.
and a joke.
In chemistry, I learned that no one
In
likes me.
biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid.
In English,
And in
I
math,
learned that I make people
I
sick.
learned that I'm trash.
The only thing I didn't learn in school today
The only thing I didn't learn today
The only thing I didn't learn,
Is why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
Hey, I'm representing for DJ Kevin Stew, working on the night shift radio show. Won't go changing like the weather, just to please the devil never. Will DJ Kevin Stew sell his soul? That's a word and honor. It's Christine representing word and honor. Celestia DJ Kevin Stew.
Yes, a Carmantino.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, now. Yeah. In case somebody's wondering, how am I still standing with all my years of fighting? How can I keep smiling? But make no mistake, all my dark days was just the making of a legend. Yeah, now I was made with the heart of a champion. Never underestimate just chosen. I was made with the heart of a champion. just the making of my legend. Yeah, now I was made with the heart of a champion. Never underestimate just chosen. I was born with the heart of a champion. Never underestimate just strength.
The sound of Crescenti, track called Heart of a Champion.
Yeah. Yes, I believe it, and that's no doubt.
I want to say thanks to Althea with her healing heavenly hands for sponsoring this segment of the show.
As firm as any.
Althea is a licensed massage therapist, and she'll come to you if you're in Broward County, North Miami-Dade, South Palm Beach County. Just give her a call, 954-655-9000, or email her at thealater@att.net. Althea will come with her massage table, her essential oils, and of course her healing heavenly hands. Trust and believe. Those hands are amazing.
In case somebody's wondering, how am I still standing?
So if you're just tuning in, it's Real Talk. And tonight I have the master of the house, Master Nathaniel,
was just the making of
my mini-me number one.
yeah, now I was made with a heart.
See, he looks just like me, just a little bit better.
I was born with a heart of a champion.
Only a little bit, y'all don't take it too far now.
Some minor differences.
Some minor.
Noticeable.
Minor. You know, what are you getting at? What are you getting at, son? Really, what are you getting at?
Nothing. You know.
You talking about the hair?
No.
You know, you had to get the hair from somewhere.
You're right.
It's a sacrifice I had to make. Things I have to deal with. Welcome back to the show. In the pot, I'm riding with my best friend who graduated over 40 years ago, and she used to get physically ill when she would have to take these tests. So apparently it's not just now. So we've been dealing with this for a long time, and it's either that the powers that be don't really care, or they don't know how to fix it, or possibly another thing that they didn't get anybody expressing giving any ideas on how to fix it. So I have Nathaniel with me, and on the phone I have Madeline out of Central Florida, who's a teacher. And so now I'm posing the question, how can we fix it? What do you think we can do? So now it's really giving personal opinions, and again, this is a judgment-free zone. So whatever opinions are given, it's just that. It's expressing ourselves. This is real talk. And the only difference between here and talking at the water fountain is that we're talking loud. We're talking so that people can hear. So, Nathaniel, let me start with you. What do you think are some of the things that could possibly be done to fix it? To change the whole stress of these tests and the whole idea that we all need to test the same way?
Well, when we think about tests, think about the stress, the build-up of the upcoming test, all the studying you may have to do.
Speak up.
I read something on the internet where a university, they had this thing where before all their major tests, all the students were allowed to go on the porch and just scream or yell, just
to let it all out, the tension.
Yeah.
To release the cause that sound like tension release to me.
And it's usually at the same time, like around 9.
Okay. And again, that sounds like tension release. But is there anything that you would suggest to be done in the classroom itself?
Hmm. In the classroom, actually taking the test, it can be really tense. It can be really scary in there. I feel like one way we could get that out of the way,
Mm-hmm.
we could have little preps for ourselves where we could talk to each other and we could talk to the teacher and hopefully free our minds of any problems we may have. Hopefully clear our minds before the test actually begins.
Okay. Madeline,
Yes.
uh, again, as a parent, as a teacher, so you get to have, I guess, two opinions in one or two different opinions. I don't know how you want to take it. How do you think we could possibly address this whole issue of standardized testing and how children, but not just children, but you have to take how teachers should approach standardized testing if there's a different way? What do you think it could be?
Well, first off, to solve many of the problems is to get rid of standardized testing, period. Get rid of it. It just makes no sense to me.
Mm.
I think testing results are inaccurate. I think students should be tested on their actual abilities, not on what the government thinks that they should be.
It's funny.
I think they should be. I think they should be tested on things that they're actually going to need, because not everybody needs to take algebra, or some type of strategic math. These kids are coming out of school and they can't even do basic skills. They don't have basic skills. They don't have life skills. They can't balance a checkbook, which, I mean, many people don't do that anymore, but they can't even, there's so many skills that they're not learning, that they're worrying about these tests and who can take algebra exams and who can pass the science and civics exams, but these kids can't live. They can't get along in life.
Taxes.
Because they don't have basic life skills coming out.
Right.
So maybe test them on things that they're going to need, because not every student coming out of school is going to be a doctor or a lawyer or whatnot. So why are we testing them all the same way anyway?
I feel like the standardized tests are a way to keep everyone in line, for the government to keep everyone in check.
Whoa. That's a big view, son.
Yeah.
I don't say there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying that's a big view.
Big view from a little child.
Hey. And a child shall lead them. It was funny that you said that, Madeline, because just as you said that, it was posted in the pot that the post read, "I say to get rid of standardized testing and find other ways to measure student progress and abilities."
Is that what somebody else said?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree with that.
So, and
it should go back to the old way when the teachers tested the students in the classroom to see if the kids are learning what they're supposed to be learning.
Now, as a teacher, is there a level, a measuring tool that, with you presenting this information based on how many of your students pass and the level that they pass at, that you get graded also as a teacher?
Yeah, it actually affects our VAM score. A lot of their I-ready testing, I believe, also affects our VAM scores, which also that's how our raises and things like that are based on.
What? So,
yeah.
Okay. You go into the classroom, you're given material to teach these children. You're a little bit restricted in how you can teach them, and they're expected to all get it and all get it and reproduce it on a test the same way. And
Pretty
that
much.
and that will determine how you advance or how your salary is advanced. Your
Yes, that's
raises
what they said.
and such.
Excuse me, I read something in the stew pot. 493 said schools are paid based on how students do on the tests. Do you have anything to say about that?
I don't know exactly how that works, but yes, I believe that.
And again, you said the people that are administering this most of them have not been in the classroom.
Oh, the ones that are making these tests?
Yeah.
Oh, coming from the state? Yeah, many of them have not even been in a classroom.
So, okay, this is a bit of a political question. How do they get their positions?
I don't know. That's, like you said, that's political. I have no idea. There's people voting in, I don't know.
I don't really expect you to have the answer to that, but it makes us think. Okay, so these people are there, and okay, we have a call coming. Let me add this call before and okay, let me just add this call. Just a moment. Good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Hi. Yes. I'm trying. I'm actually driving right now, but I'm trying to type. I'm not driving. I'm in the car right now, and I'm just having difficulty typing. But I wanted to weigh in on what Nathaniel just said about somebody posting something about schools getting paid.
Yes.
I also work for the school system, but not as an educator. I'm considered a support staff, and schools are graded, number one, based on how the students do on these standardized tests, number one. Number two, they get special funding based on how well the students do on the test. So if you have a school, a low-performing school in an urban neighborhood, that the students they might be the ones who have issues with the standardized testing. Not that they're not smart kids,
right?
But the schools will get special funding based on other students who are very well versed at taking these tests. And it's like it's not an even playing ground.
But wouldn't the schools that have the students that are not doing well on these tests be the ones that need the most help?
Yes.
So why take the special funding? They should be the ones getting the special funding.
Madeline can attest to this. I'm not sure because we're in two different school districts, so I'm not sure if it's that way in her school district.
That reminds me of something. When you play Mario Kart, the people that are further ahead, they get less powerful power-ups. The people that are behind get the best ones. If you're in last, you usually get the superstar. If you're in first, a shell.
I didn't even know that, but that's one way to apply gaming to real life. So I don't know if you heard what Nathaniel said.
Yes, I did. I heard you.
Yeah, so yeah, that makes sense. You want to give the ones that are struggling the most help. So now the institutions, the schools that are struggling don't get the additional funding and they continue to struggle.
Say that one more time.
So the ones that need the help don't get the additional funding, and then they continue to struggle. So what then happens? Now you're creating disparity. You're creating.
Well, I'll have to give a little bit of information on my end on that. I work at a Title I school.
Right.
So we do get funding based on our, like the more, I want to say IEPs we have, they have specific numbers like 254s, 255s. Based on those, we get more money. Those titles. So I don't know exactly how the funding works. I just know that we get more funding because we have those extra students, maybe more ESC students.
Okay.
So in that sense, Nathaniel would be right in what he said about the video game.
Right.
And whoever's ahead gets less, and whoever's behind gets more.
Right. I think that would be the way that it should go. But
it doesn't always go that way because it also depending on how, and not to say that the schools that are struggling don't get any type of funding.
Right.
But from what I see with the schools that I work with, it seems that the schools, and of course the schools are graded A through F.
Right.
And the A schools are, because they're performing better, they get special funding, and the students have access to more educational
resources.
Yeah, more educational resources. Thank you.
Huh. That seems unfair.
It's all politics.
I guess, right. I guess the schools that need more help need to squeak a little bit louder. They say the squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? So the ones that need the help need to be more vocal about it, I guess. But so I guess the general consensus here, as it relates to standardized testing, though, is get rid of it and evaluate your students throughout the year based on
their strengths,
what they have learned, and how you've taught them. So you teach everybody from the same curriculum.
As long as they're improving, and they're getting up to the next level, why do you need to test everybody on the same level? They're not on the same level.
Exactly.
So, I'm working with students on a 3rd and 4th grade reading level. How can we test them on 8th grade reading level? They're not going to have success.
Right.
They're testing and they're showing growth. That's the whole thing. They have to show growth. But giving them an 8th grade reading exam when they can't read a 3rd grade passage is just not the way to do it.
Well, maybe one of the things we should probably have. Oh, I think Julian said it. The purpose of standardized testing. Because it kind of seems counterproductive. Okay, I lost one of the calls. Madeline, you're still with me, right?
Yes.
Okay. So according to what I found on my search here, standardized testing allows for comparisons to be made among schools in regards to student achievement, ensures accountability for teachers, and has the ability to inform instruction for educators. These important reasons show why standardized testing is one of the hottest topics in education. Now, accountability for teachers when not all students learn the same way.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, because it's holding the teachers accountable for their progress on their testing. You know, if they receive a 1 on their FSA and the next year they receive a 1 again, that's not showing any growth. So then in that sense, but if you're testing a student that's, like I said, again, if you're testing a student on an 8th grade reading level that only reads at a 3rd and 4th grade reading level, how are they going to show growth? They cannot even read the passage, let alone answer those questions.
right.
I don't know. I think it's a bunch of I don't know. Get rid of standardized testing. Test the students on what they need to learn, what they need to know. Not every kid is going to be a doctor or a lawyer, so they don't need testing.
Right.
Like, not everybody needs algebra, scientific equations, and all that stuff. They're not going to use that ever. You know?
Well, you know what? I remember learning some of that stuff in high school and myself, and I haven't once applied any of it.
There was something.
No.
There was something.
No, but you know what?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead, Nathaniel.
Go.
All right. So there was something that one of my teachers once said. How in football, people may bench weights and it may not show any purpose. But it's to train them, train their strength. And she compared that to how we may not use certain things in everyday life, but it's to train our brains.
Okay.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with learning certain things, but you don't really need to be tested on it.
There you go. Because the elective stuff, do those get tested on in the same way?
Certain ones. No, actually, no. No.
But something like music, that it has been proven to be beneficial to those learning it.
Right.
You would think then
Now,
that
if you're going to be a musician, then they should have some type of testing for a musician. If you're not going to be a
Right.
musician, why would you have to take a test?
Now, culinary skills, some of these trade skills, see, that's why we have these discussions, because they're much needed discussions to be had in our community. And I really want to thank you, Madeline, for taking the time out to share your views.
It's my pleasure.
Nathaniel, I want to thank you too for being brave.
Thank you.
Yes.
Because I can tell y'all, Nathaniel was sitting here nervous before we got started. He was like, I'm nervous, and I'm happy, and I'm anxious, and
Sleepy.
sleepy. Yeah, it's a little bit past his bedtime.
My bedtime.
Yeah. But thank you.
You know what you should do, Kevin? I mean, you can throw this out there. Is there any way that you can do like a poll and see what the general public feels about, should they get rid of it or should they keep it? And I can guarantee you that's going to be a high percentage of get rid of it.
I think there was a poll done a few years ago. If I can, don't quote me on that, but I think there was a lot of talk about, a lot of debate about the whole standardized testing, and the whole idea was to really get rid of it and replace that. Nobody and the argument was replaced with what?
Nobody really batted an eye.
So
Basically, replace it with testing students on their actual abilities and not what the government thinks that they should be tested on. Tested on what they're going to be needing.
That's the
Basic
thing.
life skills. Teach them life skills, and can they function in the world when they get out?
That's the
Most of these
thing.
kids cannot.
right.
Like, the government is in control of most of the things here in America. There's not much you can do without the government somewhere involved.
Well, yeah.
Like, for example, college. If you need to make a student loan, there's a lot of trouble with that if you can't pay it off.
Well, it's a loan, and the whole idea is you you have to pay for your college some way somehow. The professors need to get paid. They need to get material, and so you learn to do this. And the whole idea is that you go out and you get a high-paying job with your new fancy degree, and pay back the loan.
And that's where everything crashes down. Some people can't pay the loan. They end up working at some place like McDonald's. Perhaps.
Have a master's degree to work at McDonald's, right? Ladies and gentlemen, meet Nathaniel. Our future right here. Trust and believe. This right here.
And from what I understand, McDonald's won't even hire now without a high school diploma.
Oh yeah, they did do that.
But minimum wage won't go up.
And also, you ever go into a grocery store and you give, the students, you give them a bill and they can't count back money?
Oh my
And you
goodness.
get the wrong change?
Yes.
I mean, come on. Basic skills that these kids are not learning in school, but yet they have to go take these standardized tests that they're not going to use in life.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's sad.
It makes zero sense. All right. But
Yep.
again, thank you, Madeline. I'm going to let you go. I know it's
Okay,
summer,
thank you, Kevin, for having me.
but still, I know you got to go. It was my pleasure. And I hope you get to come and chat with us again.
Yes,
Oh,
us.
yes,
I will
that'd
be
be great.
back. I will be back.
Hey, now we're experts now, right, Nathaniel? I was nervous too before I got on.
Yes.
Look at you two. All right, so tell you what. Next school break, we'll do this again. Because there's no getting either of you on this show during the school year. When school is in session.
Oh yeah,
So-
we passed my bedtime.
Right. So next school break, we'll talk about it. We'll see what can happen. Deal?
Deal.
All right, and I don't think my opinion's going to change very much.
I don't think mine will either. I don't think his
mine.
will.
Nope.
All right. Madeline,
All right, thank you.
thank you much.
Thank you. It's
Have-
been a pleasure.
Hi, nice to meet you, Nathaniel.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you.
All right, good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it.
I'm smart.
Well, yeah, that. There's that too. But like 493 says, we should engage our elected officials to get these changes, to make these changes. If we're not talking about them,
No change will come.
right, they'll ignore them. And we need to have the discussion. We need to talk to our children.
Or let us
And-
talk to you guys.
Well,
We know firsthand what's going on.
but what I'm saying is talk to you, not at you. There's a difference. And as you're here right now with witnesses, you can say whether or not I do this, but I typically try to get you to speak your mind.
Yeah.
And when you give an answer, I typically challenge you to expound on that answer. And not to say that I am better than any other parent. I think I am doing the basics when it comes to parenting. Talk with, not at, your children. Because they have a lot to say. And what they say matters.
Especially when we're the next generation. We're going to take control eventually.
They're the ones that are going to put you in the home when you get to that age. Treat them good now so that you can get treated good in the end. I don't even know how better to put it. There's no other way to put it.
It's like a boomerang. You better watch where you throw it.
See, that's why I love this guy right here. Thank you very much, son. Truly appreciative of it. Now you can go to bed.
Thank you. Very appreciated.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nathaniel. Nathaniel Stew in the flesh. I guess it's musical therapy time. I don't see what else. There's nothing more that I could say to add to this. If I talk about it anymore, I'll be taking away from it. And I'm truly grateful that these views could be expressed openly and honestly. We're gonna take a quick little break. It's not really break time, but we're gonna get into an extended musical therapy. So we're gonna take a quick little break and go into a little bit of musical therapy to close out this night shift week, right? Sounds like a plan? Sound like a good plan? I think it is a good plan. So, here we go. We'll be right back.
I'm in almost every school bus and class. You see me around the neighborhood, and you tell me that I'm a pretty good kid. Well, I'm one out of every 5 children in America, and I'm struggling with hunger.
Please visit feedingamerica.org today and find your local food bank for ways to help.
Every dollar you donate helps provide 8 meals for kids like me. We are Feeding America, brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hello?
Excuse me.
Yeah, what?
Making sure that my pocket's flat left me feeling like a lonely child. Walking out on life, boy, there was no sympathy. Nobody never cared about we know. How could we stay strong when everything we do was wrong?
Want to say a special thanks to JTMC Enterprise for sponsoring this segment of the show. JTMC will take care of your entertainment needs, your tour management, your bookings, your promotions, your event management, your social media management. Let's get him a call. 678-793-8800 678-793-8800 or visit them at jtmcenterprise.com. In the background, new music recently released by Mr. Ed Robinson. The track is called Stranded.
Hello? Yeah, what?
sure that my pocket's flat left me feeling like a lonely child. Walking out on life, boy, there was no sympathy. Nobody never cared about we know. How could we stay strong when everything we do was wrong? They left me stranded all day, so I cried in the rain. No one else could see my pain. They left me stranded. Yes, I cried in the rain. No one else could see my pain. Separation has made me strong, 'cause everywhere I turn, I didn't belong. Got no friends in high places, with no smile on their faces. Got myself wanted. Them cop friends said dead, but better alive. Bless. Just because I sneeze, swear they got me on my knees. They left me stranded, and yes, I cried in the rain, so no one else can see my pain. Not my tears. They left me stranded. Yes, I cried in the rain. No one else could see my pain. Thought they had me then. Yeah. Thought they stopped me then. Yeah. Thought they'd break me then. Yeah. Please. But look at them now. Swear they had me then. Think again. Swear they break me then. Think again. Them swear them done me then. Whoa. But where are they now? When them left me stranded. Wonder what I hit. So I cried in the rain. So no one else can't see my pain. They left me stranded. Yes, I cried in the rain. So no one else could see my pain. Listen this. Serious example for a guy who feel like he want to fight down the next man. Yeah. The next brethren or the next musician. Just remember, enough time drummers become singers. Believe it. Watch your manners. Yes. These dogs might be sweating, but long hair covers it. Sometimes we play in the rain to hide with tears. We not show fear. They left me stranded or dead, so I cried in the rain. So no one else could see my pain. They left me stranded, exposed. Yes, I cried in the rain. So no one else could see my pain. No tears, yeah. Stranded all day, so I cried in the rain. Yeah. No one else could see my pain. They left me stranded. Show them no tears. Yes, I cried in the rain, so no one else could see my
See the daughters of Zion, look and behold him. Behold my King, him rise out of the darkness and into my life. My King, whose eyes smell my soul into vineyards, love better than wine. My King, him rise out of the darkness and into my life. My King, whose eyes smell.
The son of Christina Alicia.
He is strong and permanent.
A track called My King.
My not shifting residence came to rule my heart and evidence. He is staying. He rules his land with justice. Teach the youth them how to practice love and honor and cherish it. My beloved is mine, yes, and his banner over me forever is love. Kisses me tenderly. So glad that I found willing to give thanks for the blessings from his hand and making my love anew. And his banner over me forever is love. Kisses me tenderly. I'm so glad that I found he's the root of my sea. My heart is servant to him. I'm proud to be his queen. Behold my king, him rise out of the darkness and into my life. My king, whose eyes smell my soul into vineyards, love better than wine. My king, him rise out of the darkness and into my life. My king, whose eyes smell my soul into vineyards. He is strong and permanent. In my mind, not shifting residence. Came to rule my heart and evidently he stayed. He rules the land with justice. Teach the youths them how to practice love and honor and cherish it. My beloved is mine, yes, and his banner over me forever is love. Kisses me tenderly. I'm so glad that I found he's the root of my sea. My heart is servant to him. Proud to be, I'm proud to be his queen. Behold my king, him rise out of the darkness and into my life. My king, whose eyes smell my soul into vineyards, love better than wine. My king, him rise out of the darkness and into my life. My king, whose eyes smell my soul into vineyards.
I found love for me. Darling, just dive right in and follow my lead.
The son of Marlon Farquharson.
Beautiful and sweet.
Some of you know him as the guitar player from Visions Band.
You were someone waiting for me. 'Cause we were just kids in love, not knowing what it was.
Here he is showing off his vocal stylings.
This time, darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all
The next time y'all go to 5 o'clock somewhere or Blue Martini, just shout out that you want to hear Perfect.
I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms.
He won't have much of a choice but to oblige.
Listening to my favorite song. When you said you looked a mess, I whispered underneath my breath. You heard it. You look perfect tonight. Well, I found a woman stronger than anyone I know. She shares my dreams, her hopes that someday I'll share her home. I found a love to carry.
Thank you very much. I just got a message saying that that young man is very intelligent. Thank you very much.
Fighting against all odds. I know we'll be alright this time. Darling, just hold my hand. Be my girl, I'll be your man. I see my future in your eyes. 'Cause baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to my favorite song.
I really think he is super brave.
Dress, looking so beautiful.
If nothing else,
I don't
super brave.
miss you love that.
It's one thing to talk on a mic. It's another thing to talk on a mic on camera.
Tired
talk about crowd turned up.
Dancing in the dark, you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to my favorite song. I have faith in what I see. I'm an angel person, and she looks perfect. I don't deserve this. You look perfect.
You know what I wanna do? What you wanna do, baby? I just wanna hold you right now.
Tell her what you want to do, Yishka. For those of you in South Florida, what a treat it will be next month. Gershie, Yishka, and Teddy performing at the same venue on the same date. That's right, there's a treat. The Greaves brothers. I don't want to miss that show. If for nothing else, to catch the three of them. And I hope they do something together. I pray they do something together. Just love the shoot in this song.
Take some time. I just wanna look at you. Girl, you are so fine. I can't believe my eyes. You know what I wanna do. I wanna make love to you. Tonight will be a special night of many more to come. Baby, I'm so proud to be with you. So proud to share your love. You sure look good tonight, and you're so damn fine. You got me saying, you sure look good tonight. After all this time. Baby, I'm so proud to be with you, so proud to share your love. You got me saying, you sure look good tonight, and you're so damn fine. You got me saying, you sure look good tonight. After all this time, I wanna make love all night long. Make love till the break of dawn. Baby girl, I love everything about you, baby. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you smile, the way you make me feel so good inside, baby. I wanna make love to you. I live for your love. I live for your love. Ethiopia, I'm thinking of. I live for your love. The dirty touch on him paycheck maga, but me push it for your liquor harder the data. Stand firm and
The sound of the real storm.
straight from Spain town Jamaica. Hey, sir, always try to do better. Be a go-getter. Keep job beside you throughout stormy weather.
Track called Live for Your Love.
I am the treasure.
feel is true. I live for your love. I live for your love. Daily battles I rise above. Jah, I live for your love. Your love. I live for your love. I live for your love. I to your blood I'm thinking of. Jah, I live for your love. Plant a seed and the garden will grow. Militant is my tempo. Dereliction won't bring in the dough. Miss a song in a sing so. Non-stop. One mediocrity a straight to the top. Heart of it stronger when it thunder clap. Trod into Zion and me nah rally back. Never missing the fact that I live for your love. I live for your love. Daily battles I rise above. Jah, I live for your love. I live for your love. I live for your love. Ethiopia, I'm thinking of. Jah, I live for your love. Oh, hey, Emmanuel, I'm a daddy, so I don't fear the monarchy. All when them rise to tsunami, the rod of Moses apart. Emmanuel, I'm a daddy, so I don't fear the monarchy. All when them rise to tsunami, the rod of Moses apart. Lord, me say me not stop trying, 'cause you must hear my cry. All when them cut me supply, my soul will never die. Marcus said before, I live for your love. I live for your love. Ethiopia, I'm thinking of. Jah, I live for your love. I live for your love. I live for your love. Ethiopia, I'm thinking of. Jah, I live for your love. Jah, I live for your
Am I my brother's keeper? Most definitely I am. I'm your
I want to say thanks to GMAT Music Solutions for sponsoring this segment of the show.
shoulder to lean on.
GMAT Music Solutions, bringing your event to life. We provide sound, light, and stage production services, musical equipment, engineers, PA systems, DJs, bands, musicians.
It's like you can't make up your mind. Like you
Give them a call. Let's see what they can do for you. 754-307-GMAC. That's 754-307-4622, or visit them gmatmusicsolutions.com.
And I'll be here to catch you when you fall. And I will answer when you call.
Just tell them DJ Kevin Stew sent you, yeah?
To say to you,
I'm your brethren if you need her, and then you can call on me. I'll be a shoulder to lean on. Music just yes, I will. Yes, I will.
Pull up that DJ Kevin Sentinel say that.
Janai, working out with Marcia Ball. A track called Brethren Sister.
Most definitely I am. I'm your brethren if you need her, and then you can call on me. I'll be a shoulder to lean on. Oh, yes, I will. Yes, I will.
call on me, and if I can, I will just put your trust in me. 'Cause that's the way that it should be. With family.
It's like you can't make up your mind. Like you can't read between the lines. Like your perception ain't that fine. Just listen, this is what I'm trying to say.
I'm here to clear up all your doubts, and I'll be here to catch you when you fall. And I will answer when you call. This is what I'm trying to say to you.
I'm your brethren if you need her, and then you can call on me. I'll be a shoulder to lean on. Oh, yes, I will. Yes, I will.
Call on me, and if I can, I will just put your trust in me. 'Cause that's the way that it should
setting in. When your wits are not about you, then only you can depend.
Just when you feel that life is over and you no longer have your friends, just remember what I told you. I will be with you until the end. 'Cause
I'm your brethren if you need a hand, and you can call on me. I'll be a shoulder to lean on. Oh, yes, I will. Yes, I will.
call on me, and if I can, I will just put your trust in me. 'Cause that's the way that it should be. With family, a family.
Clear the thoughts that's on your mind. Put the negative behind. Everything will fall in line. Understand that I'm your brethren. What more must I prove to you? How much more should we go through? How much farther must I climb? By now you should already know that I'm your brethren if you need a hand, and you can call on me. I'll be a shoulder to lean on. Oh, yes, I will. Yes, I will.
Call on me, and if I can, I will just put your trust in me. 'Cause that's the way that it should be. With family, a family.
I'm your brethren if you need a hand, and you can call on me. I'll be a shoulder to lean on.
The thickest makeup your fancy dressed up could not hide the scars inside.
For all the Hezites.
Your sweetest smile, those pretty eyes could not disguise.
This is Hezron.
The hurt you feel.
Track called Young Girl.
This world can get so crazy out there. One would say because you're so beautiful, you got it easy. But if they only knew the half of the story, one would think your life must be so sunny and bright. Because your heart's so well, the clouds behind. This world can get so crazy out there. Well, I see the day to come, and this is much brighter than tomorrow. Yeah. My sister, just keep the faith, no matter what the critics say. Hey, just remember.
For those of you up in the northeast, you have quite a treat coming up on the weekend. Yeah, this weekend. 27th to be exact. The West Side Reggae Festival. Beres, Maxi, Etana, The King, Yellowman, Hezron, Karima, Anthem Band. What a lineup. West Side Reggae Festival. At the Ives Concert Park. Connecticut. That's going to be one wicked show. I don't even have to ask. That is going to be one wicked show. Barry Hammond, Maxi Priest, Etana, Yellowman, Hezron. What? You know, I've thought long and hard about Barris and Hezron on the same stage, and to think that I'm going to miss it happening for the first time. I'm going to need some therapy. This is young Kaylin Arnold. I'm not that young. Track called At All. She's not old either.
But
15 minutes to the top of the hour. Talk about a deep song.
Sometimes it's hard to tell. I think something's wrong, but I wish you well. The show you put on has no one that's clear, and through my rear view I see that the end is near. My sincerest apology to my dearest memory. I know you'll always remember me, but I ain't got the remedy I need. You turn to know and to love, wanna hold, wanna touch from the dawn to the dusk. What we had turned to dust. I think I've had enough. There's no you, there's no us, there's no us. 'Cause I know you too. You don't know me at all, at all. If you don't love yourself, how can you love someone else at all? Like the first, second, or third time, I kept my word, let my word slip, broke down in no time. But I can't lie, felt this way for a while, tried to escape for a while. We took a break for a while, it seems the break broke it down. It seems the break broke it down. 'Cause I know you too. You don't know me at all, at all. If you don't love yourself, how can you love someone else at all? 'Cause I know you too. You don't know me at all, at all. If you don't love yourself, how can you love someone else at all, at
From the first time that I laid my eyes, you got me wondering how to feel, so revealing. You got me thinking, how could this be? You and me,
This is the sound of Benji Myers.
Even through the stormy weather.
Track called Hooked on You.
I don't know what I'm gonna do without your love. Oh yes, I mean it. You got me hooked on your love. I don't know what I'm gonna do without your love. Oh yes, I mean it. We now and forever, let's stay together, even through the fire. I hope you can see just what you mean to me. This is how our love should be. And I know that we've got places to go. Places to go. So I know that our love can grow. I know that you know what I'm trying to say. So baby, how do you wanna end today? You got me hooked on you. I don't know what I'm gonna do without your love. Oh yes, I mean it, baby. You got me hooked on you. I don't know what I'm gonna do without your love. Oh yes, I mean it. Ooh-wee. From the first time that I laid my eyes, you got me wondering what a feeling, so revealing. You've got me thinking, how could this be? You and me, sharing our lives together, even through the stormy weather. Ooh, now I know that we've got places to go. So I know that our love can grow. I know that you know what I'm trying to say. So baby, I know you wanna end today. You got me hooked on you. I don't know what I'm gonna do without your love. Oh yes, I mean it. You got me hooked on you. I don't know what I'm gonna do without your love. Oh yes, I mean it. You got me hooked on you. I don't know what I'm gonna do without your love. Oh yes, I mean it, baby.
Don't want it to stop when Kevin Stew playing. No say night shift, I do it and you know me not leave it. Kevin, this one's for you. Big up yourself, Shauna. My youth, and I saw the thing wrong. Where did you get this idea from?
So I'm here talking. It would be good if I took off the mute, right?
Well, I don't wanna be your one night
Son of Shauna Dazzle.
Take it, I leave it, but take it when I need it. Don't wanna be your part-time. You want me take it, I leave it, but take it when I need it. Calling my number, ringing my phone, pretend you like me, cause you're feeling alone. Me sit down and I watch you working your plan, getting me into
Track called Take It.
you play like you're into me. Tell me say you want me, so we keep up the game. Tell me you not to kiss me, swear that you miss me, but I have to tell the truth plain. I don't wanna be your one night stand. You want me take it, I leave it, but take it when I need it. Don't wanna be your part-time. You want me take it, I leave it, but take it when I need it. You know one like part-time love. You know one like part-time love. You know one like part-time love. No undercover, only full time for me. Like you don't see my quality, like you don't see I'm a wifey. All you want me to get a minty, no way. My problem with you is you can't be honest. All you do is pretend. So I actually thought that we could have something, but I'm the fool in the end. You and me love, let me discover me see the two way you there. Stop with me out, but me know where you want. You can try the truth now and again. I don't wanna be your one night stand. You want me take it, I leave it, but take it when I need it. Don't wanna be
I'm in your arms, it's like I'm in another world. No, I can't deny this love that I have for you.
I want to thank you each and everyone for tuning in this week.
My one and only.
That's right, I wasn't in last night. I wasn't well. Thank you for the well wishes to each and everyone.
Kiss and tenderness, even when you're away, you know I never diss. It's funny how I thought I'd never be around. Thought I'd never hold you.
I'm feeling much better today, thank you very much.
Me and you forever. When bad man come, we're laughing together. The only one
I want to encourage you all
that I give is true. And baby,
to look out for members of your community.
love you like I do.
And your community is not just the development that you live in, but it spreads far and wide.
Grow together, but I'm down for you. Hey,
So whether you walk, ride, or drive,
baby, yes, I'm down for
take the bus, the plane, the boat, or the train,
you. We are down for
those that you pass on along the way, these are all your neighbors. So look out for them. You never know who's going to do something good for you today, so do something good for someone. Well, you never know who's going to do something good for you tomorrow. So do something good for someone today. There you go. You can't tell I haven't fully recovered yet. Of course, I want to encourage you to be good. But if you can't be good, go ahead and be good at it. My name is DJ Kevin Stew. This is how I like to do it to you, for you, and with you every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, all being well. 10 to midnight.
Grow together, but I'm down for you. And you're down for me. Baby, yes, I'm down for you. We are down.
I look out to hanging out with you this coming Monday night.
Life can't get no better with you.
We're gonna have someone who is not a stranger to this show, but she'll be on in a different capacity. Miss Sylvia Sharps.
Baby boy, I can't resist your kiss and tenderness.
Stay tuned to the social media over the weekend.
But this is funny how
You'll get updated.
be around. Thought
You have my word.
I'd down, but baby, me and you forever. When bad man come, we're laughing together. The only one that I
Remember those shows that you missed? You can check them out in the archive on kevinstew.com.
No, never. And heavy dust that I wanna see me and you.
And I do encourage you to donate. Hit the donate button on kevinstew.com. Tell your friends about it. If you have a topic you want to talk about, drop me a line.
Baby, call me.
Send me an email, djkevinstew@gmail.com.
Up when you're down, never want
Call me, 773-789-STEW. That's 773-789-7839.
when bad man come, we're laughing together. The only one that I need is you. This love that
This is where I bounce on out of here.
baby. When I'm in your arms, it's like I'm in another world.
Y'all take care until Monday.
Can't deny this love that I have for you, my baby.
And I'm definitely down for you.
Nobody's gonna love you like I do.
Take care now, okay? When being in the moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulsemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.